Skid, yo, welcome back to Niner Wire. I'm your host, Sam, and today we finally got a win, man. I'm hyped about that. I mean, we definitely needed that win. I'm so glad we got it. I mean, yes, I didn't say it was a must-win game at first. It definitely was a must-win game. That is what we had to do. Get the division game out of the way. Now it's just, what the hell? Sorry, there was just a ton of feedback for some reason I heard. But anyways, guys, I'm hyped after that. We definitely needed that win. Finally getting back on track. I told y'all, we'll get into it actually, but great game overall. Let's just get right into it. Post-game analysis, we here. So, guys, before I get into it, make sure to follow me on Twitter at NinerWireSam. My IG's at NinerWire_YT. I don't use it that much, so if you guys want to DM me, do anything, get on the stream. If you guys want to get on the stream, DM me on Twitter. Make sure to do that. Check me out there. Lots of stuff there. I tweet during games, everything. So you got a lot of stuff there. Also, if you have any questions, comments in the chat, make sure to leave them there. I will be answering them throughout the stream. So also one more thing, guys, before I get into it. If you know what happened to Ben Garland, please let me know because I know he came out of the game late. I didn't hear anything about. I heard Tart was a groin injury, so hopefully we'll get an injury notification soon. But anyways, guys, without further ado, let's get right into it. So let's just start off with, we'll go offense to defense as we usually do, but I know Dom's comment right here. Aaron Donald literally did nothing. Exactly. The Niners offensive line, we'll talk about them in a bit, but let's just start with the man, the myth, the legend, Jimmy Garoppolo. I told you guys it was the ankle. I told you it was the ankle. I watched film on it. There was no need to panic, and he balled out today. I told you guys, do not panic about Jimmy Garoppolo. I know we were talking about maybe we'll have to panic soon if it wasn't the ankle. I told you guys it was the ankle. I told you guys it was the ankle. So there's no need for concern about that. Great game from him. I'm glad to see him back on track. Get that division win. He had. Let me pull up the stats for tonight. Let me go to the ESPN box score really quickly. I know he had 3 touchdowns. I don't know how many yards he had or anything, but let me see. Give me 2 seconds if this thing can load. Yeah, but it was just a great overall game from him. So if this thing will please load. There we go. Box score. Okay, now load please. This is really annoying. Okay. So Jimmy Garoppolo, 23 for 33, 268 yards, 3 touchdowns, 124 rating. That is what you call a phenomenal performance. That's what you call a top 12 performance, as I made the video earlier. And is he top 12 now? Probably not. But, hey, man, you got the win. That's all that really matters. He got the win, balled out, back on track. The ankle, I told you guys it was the ankle. So, great game from Jimmy Garoppolo. Let's move on to the running back court where we lost Raheem Mostert in the second half. We're hoping to get an injury status on him. He did have what was interesting is he had his helmet on the entire time when he was out. So I feel like he was fine. I think they just wanted to hold him out. I think that was just for safety precaution. Jerick McKinnon didn't do much. JaMycal Hasty. I told you guys that this kid was going to be legit. This dude yes, he was in for a very short time, but 9 carries, 37 yards, 10-yard was his long, 4.1 average, the highest average on the team today. That's pretty damn good if you ask me. So JaMycal Hasty, I'm so glad to see him out here balling out. It was so nice to see him on the field. I told you guys that this kid's going to be legit. So, yeah, and Raheem Mostert in the first half, as Rohit said, first half was peak 49ers football. Hopefully we improve on the second half. Personally, I feel like we didn't need to improve in the second half. It was really just like Kyle Shanahan's conservative approach, which I don't like that much, but hey, man, it worked. So, yeah, I definitely think, you got to win the game in the first half. And we didn't do that against Philly. We didn't do that against Miami. We didn't do that against Arizona. We did that against New York. Both New York teams, and we did that against the Los Angeles Rams. So, that's what you call how you win a football game. So definitely a great win for the Niners. Great game from the running backs. Raheem Mostert in the first half balled out, looking that like like the entire like who Raheem Mostert is. I mean, I just keep saying a lot because I'm just so hyped right now. But yeah, man, Hasty looked explosive in all of his runs. I completely agree with that. And yeah, I mean, Rohit, you got it right there. JaMychal Hasty, I told you guys this kid was going to do something, and he showed up tonight. So glad to see him doing that. Let's move on to the wide receivers. Not much action from them. I mean, Debo got the touchdown. If we look at the stats right now, actually, I take that back. There was a lot of action because all our touchdowns came in the receiving game. Debo did get a lot of action. 6 receptions, 66 yards, tutty. Great job from Debo Samuel. Ayuk didn't get targeted that much, but 2 receptions, 12 yards in the tutty. That's pretty good. Kendrick Bourne, it was kind of the guy who stood out to me. 2 receptions, 44 yards back to back. That was really fun to see from Kendrick Bourne tonight. But overall, man, I mean, 23 from 33 from Garoppolo. The receiving game better do well, and they showed up tonight. So great job from the receivers. And, I mean, as I said, protection was going to be key to the game because they have a good pass defense. But I got to say, man, that pass defense for the Rams did not look good tonight. So, yeah, man, it's good to get that win out of the way. So, I mean, yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, so I'm just trying to see if there's any tweets about injuries or anything. So once again, if you don't happen to Ben Garland, please let me know because I kind of want to get that out there as soon as possible. Yeah, man. Tight end. I don't need to say any more. Yeah, I don't need to say any more. George Kittle. That's it. That's a sentence. George Kittle, best tight end in football. Boom. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, offensive line though. That definitely, I said the offensive line was going to be key to the game. They were the key to the game. They came to show up today, man. That was so good to see. Trent Williams balled out. The interior line balled out. I don't think we allowed a sack all game. Let me see in the stats. If we look at the defensive stats, we did not allow a sack all game. We had 2 tackles for loss, 1 pass deflected. Are you kidding me? Oh, wait, no, sorry. That's passes defended. My bad. 2 passes defended. 3 quarterback hits. Are you kidding me? From an offensive line that has done terrible today, like that has done absolutely terrible. As Joel said right here, they stepped up, and that's what we needed to do. We double-teamed Donald. We absolutely shut him down today. I was saying, like, I was so concerned about Aaron Donald going into this game, but this offensive line showed up today. So, I mean, I'm just so hyped to see that. I mean, that's the offensive line that I thought was going to take us to the Super Bowl. Are we going to go to the Super Bowl? Probably not. But that offensive line, that is what we needed in this team. That is how you come out on Sunday Night Football on primetime and to beat a division opponent. So great performance from this offensive line. We definitely needed that today. And I mean, I said the protection I mentioned in the keys to the game, the 2 things I had, protection for the Niners offense. I said facing Aaron Donald was going to be very hard. The interior line has been dog shit. The entire offensive line has been dog shit. And we have to protect Jimmy Garoppolo. We did that. The Rams, on the other hand, I said attack the tackles. I said 3 sacks from Aaron Donald tonight. I took the over on that. Very wrong. I'm so glad I'm wrong on that. McGlinchey and Trent Williams, I said they need to step it up. They did that. The Rams did not attack the tackles because they stepped it up today. Usually when you don't want to notice your offensive line. When you don't notice your offensive line, that's a good thing. When you're noticing them, that usually means it's a bad thing. I didn't notice anything today. So that's always what we want today. So great game from the offensive line. I can't stress that enough. It was the Trent Williams we want to see. He showed up. He balled out. Okay, we might have some injury news. Let's check it out. No, it's just Kyle Shanahan going live. So stand by for injury news. We should have some any moment now. Let's see what happened there. It's just it's just like MLB tweets because there's an NLCS game going on. But injury news, guys, stand by for injury news. We should have the injury report coming out. I know we're gonna see Moser on there. Trent Williams taking that stinger, but he returned. Jaquaski Tart should be on there. And then Ben Garland, I have no idea what happened to him. It was pretty late in the game, so hopefully it was nothing serious. I know he's been dealing with a high ankle sprain to start the year. Hopefully that doesn't come back to haunt him. But, yeah, man, I mean, the offensive line looked phenomenal today. I mean, if we can keep that performance up, especially against – you got teams like the Seattle Seahawks who have a terrible defensive line. Or not terrible, but a pretty bad defensive line to say the least. You got teams like the New England Patriots who have Stephon Gilmore. They have the McCourty brothers. If they can step it up in this offensive line can step it up, give Jimmy some ease so he can get the ball out faster. That would be phenomenal in these coming weeks. And then you got the Packers too with Zadarius Smith, Preston Smith. I mean, yeah, man, it's just like this offensive line had to step it up. They did just that right there. And as Max Stillen just said, the defense balled out. Exactly. Let's just get right into that. Let's start with the defensive line. We'll talk about Barrett in a sec. But the defensive line, man, I got to say, the defensive line I am a bit concerned about. And I think that has to go with Robert Saleh and the play calling, as I said before. And, I mean, let's look at the pressures. We didn't have any sacks tonight. 1 tackle for the loss. 9 passes deflected. The secondary made their money there because we only had 2 quarterback hits, 0 sacks, 1 tackle for loss. So that is definitely concerning. I do think it definitely is a Robert Saleh issue at this point. Like, we know this defensive line is capable of doing some great things. And I mean, they haven't really been doing that. So yeah, man, I do think Robert Saleh, as I said before, I went on a bit of a rant at the beginning of this, of the pregame stream. It definitely is a Robert Saleh thing right there. So the defensive line, I'm hoping Robert Saleh can fix that. He definitely did. He definitely fixed the secondary. So we got Chris Rosenthal in here, a Hawks fan. Appreciate the dub. We're coming for you, man. We're coming for you. So stay on a watch. Stay on alert. So yeah, man, we're coming for you. All right, yeah, but defensive line, I'm hoping we can step it up today. Oh, by the way, the tackle for loss was not a defensive lineman. That was Dre Greenlaw. I will say we did run a bit more blitzes, but I just don't think this team is used to them, and that's because Robert Saleh, man, cannot adjust. I mean, yes, the secondary, the back seven was phenomenal today. The defensive line, though, needs to step it up. I don't know if it's injuries. It might have been like Goff. Let's be real, Goff had a terrible game. That's what I think it is, and it wasn't because of our defensive line. I do think if you get a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, Ryan Tannehill, guys who have been balling out to start the year. I know Rodgers didn't ball out today, but Tannehill, let's say Tannehill was the quarterback for the Los Angeles Rams. If Tannehill was in there, the Rams would have won this game. The defensive line needs to step it up a bit more. That's my only concern right now. We're not doing a lot on the defensive front, and that's really how our defense runs. So I think definitely the defensive line has to step it up. So yeah, man. I mean, that's really all I gotta say. Still no word on injuries. That's a bit interesting. Is there anything? Yeah, there's not. I haven't seen any twin injuries. I see the live stream going on, but I'm not going to hop off this live stream to watch that live stream. So if you guys have any injury updates, if you guys are watching the stream, please let me know in the chat. Hopefully we can get an update on Ben Garland. That's the guy I'm most concerned about because we didn't really hear anything that happened to him. So yeah. But yeah. All right, man. Anyways, I mean, the secondary, man, and let's start with the linebacker core first. Let me pull up the comment that was early in the stream. Fred Warner balled out. Fred Warner is definitely one of the best, if not the best, middle linebacker in the NFL right now. I know Chris, the Seahawks fan in here, you're a Bobby Wagner fan, I'm assuming. I'm sorry, man. Fred Warner is definitely better than Bobby Wagner. So, I mean, I hate to say it, but he is. I hate to break it to you, but he is. But yeah, man, I mean, the linebacker core has been balling out. Dre Greenlaw had the tackle for loss. Fred Warner, I mean, I don't need to say much about him. He has been balling the hell out, and we appreciate that so much. He's been doing a phenomenal job for us. So it's just so good to see like that third-round pick that we had, that once third-round pick that we had balling out. And I'll tell you guys a quick story. So training camp 2018, I go to training camp, and Fred Warner is that day he's in the non-contact blue jersey. And so he's still doing the drills and everything. But he clocks. So what he does is he absolutely clocks use check so bad that they had to stop practice. They had to like turn the music off. Like the wind was completely knocked out of him. That's when I knew he was legit. That's when I knew that Fred Warner was a legitimate linebacker. The very next year, Dre Greenlaw, not in the blue contact jersey, but still clocks use check. That's when I knew that he was legit. Both are playing like legitimate linebackers. And I mean, I'm telling you, when I go to 2021 training camp, if COVID dies down, which I think it will by then. But if I go to 2021 training camp, I'm looking for that linebacker who's going to make that hit, that rookie linebacker that's going to make that hit on use check if he's still with the team. Man, I'm just looking forward to that. But yeah, man, let's get back on topic. Fred Warner balled out. Dre Greenlaw balled out. Azeez Al-Shaair didn't do much, but still, man, you praised Quan Alexander. We got the win. It doesn't really matter what he did, what he didn't do. A win is a win is a win is a win. So there you go. All right, and now to the big story of the day, the secondary. Let's just go player by player. Let's start with Jason Verrett. What a game from him. And I mean, if you're a fan of the NFL, you have to feel good for him, man. This dude's been through so goddamn much, and now he's just balling out. I mean, it's so good to see. Today he had a pick. Let's pull up his stats from today. Jason Verrett, where are you? 3 solo tackles, I should say, 2 passes defended, and an interception. That is what you call a stellar performance. I know Michelle Tafoya on the show, or it was either Michelle Tafoya or Al Michaels on the broadcast saying that Jason Verrett was supposed to be this Pro Bowl guy that could do it all. And tonight he played like that. That is what we need for this team. Our cornerback depth have been so bad this entire season, this entire tenure with John Lynch. And to have a guy like Jason Verrett step up who, in my opinion, I wrote him off at the beginning of the year. I wrote him off. I said, this dude cannot stay healthy. This dude cannot be on this team. This dude had the saddest tenure with that pass interference and that touchdown against the Pittsburgh Steelers week 3. I wrote him off. This is what we needed from this team. Jason Verrett and guys like him stepping up into that role, balling out when we need it. That's exactly what we need. And Jason Verrett, let's talk about week 4, balled out. Week 5, balled out. Week 3, balled out. Week 2, week 2 did he play? Yes, he did. Balled out. Week 6, balled the hell out. Jason Verrett, man, I'm so happy to see him on this team. And when Richard Sherman comes back, it is going to be a very interesting debate to watch. Who's going to be cornerback 2? Is it going to be Jason Verrett? Is it going to be Emmanuel Mosley? That is definitely going to be an interesting debate right there because Verrett's playing out of his mind, but so is Emmanuel Mosley. And let's get to him. Phenomenal game from Emmanuel Mosley besides that 1 touchdown at the end. Great game from Emmanuel Mosley. He has, let me see, where are his stats? Yeah, 7 tackles, all solo, 3 passes defended. That's what you call a phenomenal game. So, yeah, I mean, it's crazy how this secondary is really stepping up without Richard Sherman. I'm so glad to see it. I mean, yeah, the injuries have been killing us, man. Brian Allen, he's on my infamous 5 with Brian Hoyer, Greg Maben, Rashard Robinson, Dante Johnson, and Brian Allen. That's my notorious 5 or infamous 5, whatever or just like the fucking awful 5. That's a good name. The fucking awful 5. We'll just call it that. Now we get Jason Verrett coming in, who could have been on that list last year. I decided not to put him in because it was only a short time. He is balling out right now, man. I'm just so happy to see Jason Verrett balling out. So, yeah. All right, Emmanuel Mosley. We were just talking about him. Also, balling out. Undrafted free agent, man. It's always good to see the stories like these. Emmanuel Mosley, definitely a cornerback 2-worthy player. It's as I said, it's going to be interesting to see. Is it going to be Jason Verrett? Is it going to be Emmanuel Mosley? Both are balling out of their minds, man. It is so good to see. I'm just so excited for the future of the secondary. Plus, we might even, like, Sherman's going to be back. We're probably going to draft another cornerback in the draft. I said this before. Richard Sherman's either going to get the franchise tag or we're going to let him walk. I don't see a long-term extension coming for Richard Sherman, especially that he's on IR right now and the injury is lingering a bit longer. I definitely think that it's either Sherman out the door or it's going to be a franchise tag or we're drafting a cornerback round 1 or 2. So, I mean, the secondary is definitely looking bright. If Jason Verrett is balling out like that, if Emmanuel Mosley is balling out like that, if K'Wan Williams, who didn't play today, keeps balling out like that, it's looking pretty damn good if you ask me. So, yeah. Speaking of K'Wan Williams, let's talk about Jamar Taylor, who filled his spot today. Going into the game, I said that Cooper Kupp could be a guy to watch. He was one of my key players for the Rams, especially in the slot because he's going up against Jamar Taylor. Let's look at Cooper Kupp's stats right now. Cooper Kupp, I benched him in fantasy for a reason. I am so glad I benched him in fantasy. 3 receptions, 11 yards, 9 targets. Are you kidding me? I mean, Jamar Taylor has to Jamar Taylor definitely has a big role in that. And I know he didn't go up against Jamar Taylor all the time, but still, Jamar Taylor, I feel like part of the Rams game plan could have been to pick on Jamar Taylor, and they failed at that because Jamar Taylor balled out. So, yeah, man, it's just good to see these guys in the secondary doing a phenomenal job, just what we need. So, great game from Jamar Taylor. While Kalen Williams is out, hopefully he can keep that up against New England. Against Seattle, I believe. He should be. I don't know when Kalen's coming back. Depends on what they have. But hopefully Jamar Taylor can ball out. He does know the Seattle system well, though, because he did play there last year. So that is one important anecdote to note. All right. Other guys in the secondary. Jimmy Ward. Great game from him. We needed that because he has not done anything so far. I mean, he has looked terrible. He went back to the trash, Jimmy Ward. Today, stepped it up. 4 tackles. No passes deflected, but he had that one tackle. I believe it was against Malcolm Brown. He saved a lot of yardage there. That's exactly what we needed from Jimmy Ward today. Balled out, as I keep saying. And then Jaquiski Tartt went down with a groin injury. I mean, the touchdown to Robert Woods, he played perfectly. Let's be real. That is not his fault. If anyone is saying that is his fault, you did not watch the game. He played perfectly. So, I mean, excuse me. Yeah, Jaquiski Tartt, Jimmy Ward playing out of their minds. Marcel Harris had a pretty good game when he was in. And, let's not forget, Tarvarius Moore on that special team stand. That could be the special teams play of the season, man. What a play by Tarvarius Moore. That is what we would need to see. We had that amazing play against New Orleans last year where he had that high IQ play where he passed interference the hell out of that guy for the Saints because you can't do that on punts. Now you stop that play at the half-inch line. We get the ball back in our own territory. It was at the midfield, I should say, 49 of our own 49, but still, man. Yeah, man. I mean, what a phenomenal play by Tarvarius Moore. That could definitely be the play of the season. Okay, do we have injury updates? We do not at this point. The Dodgers won the NLCS. I do not care. We need injury updates. Come on. Where are my guys? Matt Mayoko, David Lombardi, tweeted them out. If you guys have injury updates, please leave them in the comments. That would be really helpful. But, yeah, man. So, overall, phenomenal game from this defense, from these defensive backs. And as Max Stillen said, we overall played a great game today. And, I mean, we can just leave it at that. So, yeah. All right, let's leave it as fantasy. Let's go to fantasy football right now. So I didn't do this last week, obviously. I didn't feel a need to. I don't think I did this against no, I did do this against Philly. I didn't do it last week, though. So, it's in give me 1 second. I'm trying to pull it up. And by the way, my team is kind of depleted. There's a lot of guys I don't have on my team. So guys like JaMychal Hasty, guys like Nick Mullins, CJ Beathard aren't on this team because there's not that much there's only a few roster spots. But all right, Jimmy Garoppolo, 23.52 points. Raheem Mostert, 9.6. Brandon Ayuk with 9.2. Trent Taylor, 1.1. George Kittle, 23.9. If you do not think he's the best tight end in football, I'm looking right at you, Nate. If you're watching the stream, if you don't think he's the best tight end in football, then you do not watch football. There you go. Kendrick Bourne with 6.4. Niners D with 5. Robbie Gould with 7. And then you got Debo off the bench. Well, this is my bench technically, but Debo Samuel, 18 points. Jerick McKinnon, 4.8. Kyle Juszczyk, 1.8. There's a lot of guys. Let me pull up the guys that I do not have on this roster really quickly. Let me pull it up. Okay. All positions. Okay. What on earth? The hell? Hold on. Sorry, this is just weird right now. Okay, we got it. JaMychal Hasty, 3.7. That just glitched for some reason. Yeah, JaMychal Hasty, 3.7. And that's it. So, yeah, man, great overall performance from this team. Getting back on track. We're 3-3 now. Not the start we wanted, but at the end of the day, this is a win that we had to get. If we lost this game, then you hit the panic button on every single position on this team besides tight end. So so glad we got this win. This is what we needed. And now we march into New England. Week 7, I was hoping to go to this game with my dad, who's a Patriots fan. Our house is going to be divided. And we can't go to the game, obviously, because of COVID, but our house is going to be divided. So this should be a pretty personal game for me, I guess. Just like I've always had a soft spot for the Patriots because my dad's a Patriots fan. By the way, I'm the only 49ers fan in my family. Fun fact about me. Everyone else in my family is Patriots fans. So it's always an emotional game for me because it's me versus my family. So I'm glad to see it again. My first game was 49ers Patriots back in 2016 in the pouring rain. I watched the 2012 game. That was an amazing game to watch with Kaepernick in Foxborough going in there, beating the Patriots. That was always fun to watch. So, yeah, man, these games always mean a lot for me. But anyways, let's look at it from a football side, from your guys' perspective. It's going to be a big game. What am I saying? Never mind. It's just going to be a big game. This is two teams looking to get that playoff spot, that 7th seed, or the wild card seed, you name it. These two teams are gunning for those playoff spots, and they're going to have to step it up and win that game. I am a bit concerned about the game. I'll give you a spoiler. I don't have us winning the game. The one reason I don't have us winning is because of Cam Newton, and we cannot handle mobile quarterbacks for shit. So, and I haven't seen anything against mobile quarterbacks. Nothing's changed my mind about it. I know we had Kyler Murray dominated us. Luckily, we didn't see Tua, but no other quarterback that we face has been mobile. And Carson Wentz, by the way, not a mobile quarterback, dominated us, and he is completely flopped against the other teams. So the mobile quarterback aspect definitely concerns me about Cam Newton. But other than that, I think it's going to be a great game. New England does not have the weapons, let's be real. But I think you could see a phenomenal game from Julian Edelman and Cam Newton because you got Jamar Taylor, who, yes, he balled out today, but let's be real, it's Jamar Taylor. So you can't really trust him at this point. So we'll see what happens. But anyways, it's going to be a good game. Great one to look forward to. And I will be back for pregame on that stream. So make sure to tune in for that. I'm going to try again another guy next time. Again, guys, if you want in, make sure to follow me on Twitter at NinerWireSam. DM me. I'm happy to have any of you guys on the stream. Just make sure to DM me. I know I have I had 5 guys in the past beyond, or 6 because one was a Cardinals fan. I think I'm just going to keep it to Niners fans because I think that attracts the audience a bit more. But yeah, I definitely like having people on. So if you guys want on the streams, make sure to DM me on Twitter. I'm fine doing it by myself, but let's be real. It's a lot easier and a lot more fun. And yeah, a lot more viewer audience with other people on. So I'd love to have other people on. Make sure to DM me. Also, I'm just going to add one of the other guys I got back because I got a lot of guys that on the streams before. But I'd love to get to know the faithful, man. It's always fun knowing you guys. So yeah, man, if you guys want on my streams, DM me. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for post the game. I know unless you're a Seahawks fan, unless you're a Rams fan. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.